Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How are you guys? You don't seem very excited to see me up here. Can we get some energies up here? Please stand up for me. Please stand up. Please stand up. Okay, so really want your full attention because I'm going to share quite a lot of information with you on our sector. Now, so let's get some energies up. You do what I do, so you repeat after me. Monkey see, monkey do, okay? Hands front. You say it. Hands front. Hold them back. Achukucha. Achukucha. Hands front. Hold them back. Your palms out. Knees together. And toes together. And nod your head. And close your eyes. Your tongues out. And turn around. Great. Thank you. So my name is Zandile Skosana. I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager.
Settle, thanks. Thank you.
Please settle down. I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager from a company called Fasset. We are one of the 21 SETAs. Okay, pointer is not working.
Sorry.
Okay, there we go. So I'm not going to delve too much into what are the SETAs and what we do. I think our previous speaker has addressed that. But I'd like to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to do your research today. There are 21 SETAs, each SETA having an opportunity for whatever career path that you are looking at. So tonight, you've got phones. Please Google search the 21 SETAs and go to the SETA that interests you the most. And remember, when you choose a career, you must have at least 2 or 3 options in career. So do as much as possible. That's your homework today, nah? So the Finance and Accounting Services Sector Education and Training is responsible for training people to enter the sector as accountants, auditors. Mr. David Lale was an auditor himself. Ms. Lira was a CA, actually, herself as well. So our SETA looks after those professions. If you know that you have an interest in finances and numbers, so we are the SETA that you should be talking to. We have various companies within our sector, and those are the accounting services, accounting and tax services, stockbroking in financial markets, debt collectors, bookkeepers, SARS, the national treasuries, business management consultants, and also financial development organizations. So these are all the companies that are affiliated with us as a SETA as employers. So those are the employers that access the funds from us on their training needs. So when is the right time to start thinking about your career? When is the right time, guys? Let's talk a little. Now, right? And you actually, at your level, you grade 11s and 12s, isn't it? So, you know, choosing a career is a very strategic thing. It's a very strategic decision that you must make. And can 14, 15-year-olds make sound strategic decisions? No. I've also had my own career journey. I've studied accounting, maths, and science, fortunately, and I had a variety of careers that I could have gone into. My first course, which I did at varsity, was a diploma in analytical chemistry. That's where I've started. But that was not my calling as well. David spoke about the calling. And I think people in our age, we don't have the opportunities that you guys have today. I didn't have a person standing in front of me and telling me about the various options and careers, and that's why I've made the choice that I have. And let me tell you how I even got into the course. Let me tell you how I even got to the course, because that was the number one mistake I made. I've passed my matric, and I've waited until I had my grade 12 certificate in December. I did not apply at any tertiary institution. So in January, I was one of those girls that went and flocked on campus. And all the courses that I was interested in were full. So I went onto a board, big board, in the Faculty of Engineering. And I closed my eyes, literally. I was like, wherever my finger lands, I'm going in there. So I did that. Boom, there. My finger landed on analytical chemistry. I went in there with my eyes closed. I had no idea what an analytical chemist does, and it was not my passion either. So that's what we are here to help you guys from making those very same mistakes which we did. So guys, at grade 11 and 12, we are assuming that now you have done your research on the career options that are available, and you have actually chosen your subjects as well. Remember, when you choose a subject, guys, you don't choose a subject because it's easy. You don't choose a subject because you actually don't like the maths teacher. You don't choose your subjects because your friends are influencing you to do that. Choose your subjects with a career in mind. At grade 12, that's where it gets serious, guys. It gets serious. Now you need to show commitment to the choice that you have made. Because at grade 12, you are supposed to have already applied at university. You don't wait until matric to get your certificate and then you start applying. You actually apply with your grade 11 marks. So these are very serious school years for yourselves. Very serious. So how do you actually go on the path of choosing a career for yourself? It's not an easy thing. Remember, I said it's a very strategic decision. It's a decision that you take at the age of 15, 16, which will only get realized a few years later. So the first step is to know yourself. You need to know who you are. And many of the SETAs have got they've got personality quizzes that you could take to help you identify the type of person that you are, the personality, what your strengths are, and what your weaknesses are. It's very important to know yourself. You need to identify the career options. The stalls that are out there, there's career booklets for you. You need to get as many of those and read up on the various careers available. The third step is to evaluate those options. Do they speak to you? Do they resonate with you? And the fourth step is select your career option. And that should happen at grade 10. Actually, sorry, at grade 9, because in grade 9, that's when you make your subject choices into grade 10, right? And then from there, there's not much room to change. So by grade 9, you need to have at least made your selection. And the last step is you design an action plan for yourself. It's all beautiful to say that you want to become a CA or an internal auditor, but you're sitting and you're not doing nothing, and you are taking maths with a surname. Maths literacy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with maths literacy, guys, but you need to take that subject knowing that it's within the career that you're choosing. But if you know that you want to be in the science and technology, finance and accounting, then maths is very important. And our country is actually very short of learners with a good pass rate in mathematics. So subject choice, guys, is very important. I've mentioned that you need to have your career in mind when you choose your subjects. And I'm guessing at this level you've already done the choice, but now you need to start working and committing yourself to the decisions that you are making towards the career of your choice. Do you guys talk to your parents about your career? Very important. Your parents are your guide. Your family is your guide. The Fasset career booklet has what we call the career tree. Today I'm going to ask you that you look at your family, plot what each family member does, and look at the trends within your family. And then ask yourself, do you want to follow in the same path or or break the cycle or pattern? Mr. Tlale has mentioned that earlier. So our sector, guys, the financial services sector is a big sector. It comprises of the banking sector, the insurance sector, us, the finance and accounting services, as well as the ICT sector. And there are 4 SETAs that are playing in that space, which are Bank SETA, In SETA, and MICT, as well as Fasset, and that's the SETA that I'm from. Why choose a career in finance? Is finance interesting to you guys? Money makes the world go round, isn't it? It holds the purse strings, our economy purse strings. There's great promotion prospects in the finance sector. And the sector is really in need of skills. Our country needs black CAs, especially female. There are so many skills that are scarce, and we are reaching out to you guys and telling you that grab those opportunities. There's funding available to help you through your studies. So, do you know about the NQF framework? The NQF framework. It's the National Qualifications Framework. Guys, you need to start pitching yourself against this. You've seen the job ads, right? Many of the job ads will tell you that one needs to have a qualification, a BCom degree at NQF level 7. Where does NQF level sit? And at matric, which NQF level are you at? You are down at NQF level 3, 4 with your matric. Now you see how serious this is. You need to tell yourself that you are going to climb up this ladder. You are going to climb up this ladder, and it's possible. The National Qualifications Framework was created so that it enhances the quality of education in our country. So today, another piece of homework for yourselves, search up more about the NQF framework. So what interventions do we have as a SETA? We take a learner through from the point that they are at school, such as yourselves, all the way through to when they are working at in a company. And our companies are like your KPMGs, your Deloittes, all these big firms, you name them. So we take you through the journey from school level, post-school education level, entry into the labor market, and then you progress within your career. And there's what we call continuous professional development. And we have various interventions in each level. So at school level, we do career awareness. We tell you about the diversity of the careers within our sector. And then we have learnerships. All the SETAs have got learnerships, and there's great benefits to a learnership. You're getting both academic learning and also experiential learning. Experience is very important. We have bridging programs. We have bridging programs into, we offer academic support for qualifications. What we've seen happening at universities now is that students are failing, and for many reasons. It could be economic reasons, it could be social, it could be psychological reasons. They are failing, that's the reality. So as a SETA, we offer support, academic support, where we give them we give them tutors, we fund for their studies, we make internet and resources available for them at the campus that they are studying. And that has shown great results because we are now seeing more and more qualified graduates at the end. We also offer bridging for professional designations. Our sector is highly professionalized. There's many professional bodies such as the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. We have ICB, which is for bookkeepers. We have the Internal Audit Association. There's many of them. And we work very closely with them. Now, for one to become a CA, they write board exams. Have you heard about those? And we've seen that people they go to write these exams and they fail them many times because they're not easy. Now, what we do as a SETA, we support those that want to achieve the professional designations but are struggling with those exams and they keep failing. So we actually do pay for them to go and rewrite their board exams, and then they're able to also get their qualification at the end. And what we also do, we support learners that are coming from the TVET colleges. We know that most of you guys don't want to study at TVET colleges, but that's actually a great place to go to for practical learning. And we do offer learners that come out from that system. We work hand in hand with our employers. We promote our employers to visit our career portal and actually recruit young people off the portal. Okay, so, and we also do lifelong learning and learner professional development. You know, when you're at university, the university doesn't necessarily prepare you for the world of work. It's a very different ball game. And what we've seen from our employers is that they're complaining about the young kids coming from tertiary with just a qualification. They are not focused. They don't know how to do their work properly. So we enable them with the skills to be able to cope with the pressures at work. Things like stress management, time management, presentation skills, writing skills, business writing skills. Those are the types of interventions that we offer to equip you with the necessary skills and to enable you to succeed when you are now in the workplace. And lastly, we have the Fasset bursary scheme, 4 types. We have the bursary grant, which we pay to our employers, and our employers are then able to also fund their employees so that they are upskilling themselves. We also have the NSFAS loan repayment grant. This grant we give to the learners that are on learnerships. I mean, if you are on a learnership, the reality is you don't earn a lot. They just give you a stipend, which is not a lot. And NSFAS wants their money. They want their money back, which is stressful to the learner. So we relieve that pressure off them, and we pay them at least 20,000 rands towards their NSFAS loan. Can I have your attention? If you keep talking, I'm going to keep quiet. And when you're quiet, I will then proceed. Thank you. And we then have the Fasset bursary scheme and the NSFAS bursaries, which is funds that we pay directly to NSFAS, and NSFAS identifies learners that are studying within our sector. Boys and girls, we have what we call the Fasset Career Portal. There we have information on careers. We publish information on opportunities, jobs, learnerships and internships from our companies. We also have information for the teachers. We equip teachers with the skill of how to set up a career day at your school. And we also have tips for the parents as well, because not every parent knows how to have that career chat with their kids. So we have so much information which will assist you. And we also have the personality tests that I spoke to you about. Very important that you do that quiz for yourself, just so that you can know a little bit more about yourself. And most importantly, we have what we call the CV builder. Guys, we're seeing CVs that are shocking from the youth, especially from the TVET colleges. They still don't know how to write the CV. Worse if you're asking for a covering letter. There's no punctuation marks. They just write in small caps everywhere. Remember, when you're applying for a job, you need to impress your employer. There's competition out there. There's thousands of other CVs that they're looking at. So if your CV is not looking as professional as it should, unfortunately, you are not going to be spotted by an employer. Boys and girls, some of you will be looking for employment post-matric, isn't it? After finishing your matric, you are going out there, you are going to look for work. And how do you go about that? How do you actually make sure that you walk into a room and you make your presence felt, and then that employer speaks about you once you have left in a good way? Interviews are scary. I also get, I juggle really if I have to go to an interview. I think like so many times about it, and I rehearse. So that's what you need to do. The Career Portal has got more interview tips, and it's got tips on also how to write your CVs. One last important thing that I would like to touch on is the power in social media. Guys, most of the recruitment decisions are made online. Recruitment decisions are made online. On a daily basis, I get invitations in my LinkedIn profile where they tell me about a job. And recruiters, after interviewing you, if they loved you, what they'll do is they'll Google search your name. And what's going to come out? Your Instagram page, your Facebook, any social media platform that you are on. And they'll go into your page. And what do they see in most pages? Girls posing like this, with skirts down here. And the comments that they put up are inappropriate. The comments that you put up there are inappropriate. You insult people. You make jokes about other people. That's cyberbullying. They look at such things and they can pick up who you are in that platform. It's a very important and powerful tool, and you can actually make it work to your advantage. All the SETAs, almost all of them actually, are on social media, and we are aiming to talk to you more and to avail ourselves to you more, because we realize that that's the platform that you're on. So guys, who you are offline, which is now, you need to be consistent. We need to be the very same person. What we've also seen is that people give themselves their virtual names. Bazooka. Pretty, whereas your name is Zandile. How is an employer going to find you? You need to take yourself seriously, both offline and online. Now, if you know that you are going to be looking for a job, matriculants, now I'm talking to you. If you know that you will be looking for a job, you need to be on LinkedIn and create yourself a CV. You need to be active on LinkedIn. You need to have multiple connections and people that you aspire to. Choose people that you aspire to, that you want to be associated with. You need to follow companies and you need to join groups that talk about the topic or career that you are interested in. On Twitter, when job seeking, focus on the tweets and the retweets on topics that are relevant to the companies that you want to work for. You need to use keywords and hashtags that professionals in your field will identify. And you need to contact the recruiters and make connections with people working for potential employers. On Facebook, you need to make public your employment information or your aspirations, and you need to use security settings to keep your private information private. I mean, social media is a social tool. That's why you let down. That's why you become yourself, you relax. But put your private, your settings correctly so that your private information is not shared and that they just see the professional person. Post appropriate content. Very important. Post appropriate content. And lastly, convey a positive and friendly personality, because companies ultimately want to employ such people.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, Fasset is on Facebook. We are on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram for more information. Please visit our page, like our page, because we put up information on which bursaries are open, which learnerships and internships are also available with our employers, and we also put up information from the other SETAs. So please find us today. Thank you very much. Do we have any questions?
Thank you very much.